Oh, hello. This is section 11.8. The topics about expected value. Expected value. And all the question in this section is about how to find the expected value. Okay. Um, I'll start with the definition of the expected value and how you find the expected value. Okay. Um, Expected value is, let me write it down that for you. Expected value is a mathematical way mathematical way to use probability to use probabilities to determine what to expect what to expect in various situations over long run. Watch it. Over long run. Then what do you expect over the long run in various situations? The various situations include um, um, to determine the insurance premium for the insurance policy, weight the risk versus the benefit for the alternative in the business venture, um, to find the player of any game of chance, what happens if the game is played repeatedly. In other words, these variations include the insurance situation, game situation, business over there. We can use this expected value. Okay, we can use symbols E for the expected value. E as expected value. Expected value. There is only one rule or formula to find the expected value. How to find it? How to find the expected value? Here is the rule. You multiply each outcome with its probability. Probability. Probability and add them. Okay, and in other words, you multiply each outcome with the probability and add them. Thus, you find the expected value. Okay, again, how you do it? Multiply each outcome with its probability and add them. Let me do question number one. Question number one. Here this is the game situation here. The pointer shown on the right can land on every number. Okay, this pointer can land on every number. All area here are on the same size. Okay, the chance of landing yellow, green, blue, whatever is the same, right? And uh, compute the expected value of the number on its pointer land. Therefore, here we're looking for expected value of the number on which the pointer land. And again, what's the rule? You multiply each outcome with the probability, add them. Therefore, what I'm going to do here, I multiply 1 with 1/4, 2 with half, 3 with 1/4, and I add them together. Let me write it down here. Expected value E equals to 1 times 1/4 plus 2 times 1/2 plus 3 times 1/4. Okay, you multiply. How do you simplify this? Each fraction you put over 1 and you multiply the top 1 times 1 is 1 over 4 plus 2 times 1 is 2 over 2 plus this 3 times 1 3 over 4. And since your answer must be in the integer decimal, you can divide using calculator and you find the answer. All you can do is you just simplify first by adding the fraction. You multiply by 2, make a same denominator. You can get 4 all the way in the bottom, 4 4 4, and you get 1 plus 4 plus 3, 1 plus 4 plus 3. In other words, 8 over 4, who is gonna get 2. Therefore here the expected value on which the pointer land is 2. Okay. Alright, question number 2. The table shows the claim and their probability for an insurance company. Use the table, answer part A through C. And notice that this is the claim amount here, this is the outcome, and what's the chance of claim that amount, this is the probability. And you guys see that on the first column you have a outcome, this is the outcome here, outcome, the next one is probability. Okay, outcome and probability. And the first question is find the expected value of A. Find the expected value. Again, same idea here. To find the expected value, multiply outcome with the probability, and add them total. Therefore, let me write down the expression here. E expected value equals to 0 times 0.65. Let me write multiplication symbols, plus 50,000 times 0.21 plus 100,000 times 0.71 plus 150,000 times 0.03, 7 here. Okay. Plus 200,000 times 0.02 plus 250,000 times 0.02. Okay, and you guys can see that I will multiply each and you add all this product and to find the expected value. And if you do that, your expected value is I can use a calculator, but it's not that difficult to do in the calculator. You try and let's see what you get. Pause the video and try yourself. Okay, all right, did you try? What do you get? Okay, this must be $31,000. Okay, that's the expected value, $31,000. Therefore here you already have dollar sign here, you're just writing 31,000 on the box. 31000, that's the expected value. In other words, this is the expected value the company has to pay for the claim, okay, on the long run. That's the thing. You remember that we talk about expected value in the situation over the long run. In the long run, company need to pay this much as a claim in the long run. And this is the part A. Part B, how much should the company charge on average premium so that break even on its claim cost? Remember that that's the company cost over the long run. To make a break even, the break even means no profit, no gain. Okay, the break even, no profit, no gain. Therefore, if your company wanna break even, that means no profit, no gain, company should charge that much, because that's the expected value of the company, that much expect to cost for the company in the claim. Therefore, company should charge this much, $31,000, to make a break even. Does it make sense? Okay. But in part C, how much company should charge to make a profit? $50 per policy. Remember that this expected value is per policy. But if the company charges $50 more than this 31,500, the company get $50 profit per policy. Remember that. If the company charges $31,000, there is no profit, no gain. If your company want to get profit, company should charge $50 more than 31,000. Therefore, answer going to be 31,000 plus 50. You get 31,050. That's the company should charge to make a profit of $50 each policy. Okay. Question number 3. An architect is considering bidding for the design of a new museum. Okay. the cost of drawing plan and submitting the model is $16,000. Okay, if the architect want to design, bidding for the design for the new museum, the cost of submitting plan is $60,000. That means he got to pay $16,000 to submit the plan. There is a charge for that. And what are the two outcomes in this case? Notice that this question doesn't have a table like previous two questions. You have to make a table here so that you can multiply outcome and the probability. Here's two outcome here. Okay, two outcome, and each outcome has a probability. What's the outcome? Either he win the bid or lose the bid, right? Okay, what's the chance of he win the bid? Listen, the probability of being awarded the bid is 0.1. Okay, 0.1. That's the 0.1. I can say 0.10 is the probability of he win the bid. Okay, and what's the probability of he does not or C does not win the bid? It's going to be 1 minus 0.10, which is going to be 0.90. Therefore, the chance of winning the bid is 10%. Chance of losing the bid is 90%. Notice that 0.90, 90%. Okay, what's the outcome if he lose the bid? If he lose the bid, of course, the architect, whoever, he or she, gonna pay $16,000. $16,000. That's she gonna lose. Therefore, I put the negative $16,000 here, because if she lose the bid, she is losing $16,000 because that's the cost to submit the drawing, right? But she win the bid. If she win the bid, she'll get how much? Look at here. She'll get $160,000 minus $16,000 as a cost. Therefore, if she win the bid, she will get $160,000 minus $16,000. Okay, that's what I said. Because of course she will get $160,000 when she win the bid, but she already paid $16,000 for the as a fee to submit the model. Therefore, you have to subtract that to get this number going to be $144,000. Okay, that's the number which is the outcome if she win the bid. Okay, but she lose the bid, the outcome is going to be minus negative $16,000. Does that make sense to it? All right. Okay, again, it's $144,000. That's the outcome if she win the bid. If she lose the bid, the outcome will be negative $16,000. Now, the question is, what's the expected value? And the expected value formula equals to, again, 144,000 times 0.10 plus negative 16000 times 0.90. Okay, now you multiply each number. If you multiply 144,000.10, if you multiply this, let's do the math here, you get 14,400, and if you multiply this 2, you get again 14,400. Okay, 14,400. If you multiply these two numbers, you get 14,400. Okay, and if you subtract this, it's going to be 0. And here expected value is going to be 0 in this situation. What do you mean that? 0 means no profit, no gain, doesn't anything happen to her. Therefore, in long run, architect would expect to break even. Okay, that's the answer. Remember that 0 expected value means break even. In this situation, no profit, no gain. Alright, question number 4. The same question here. Find the expected value, but this doesn't have a table as well. Therefore, first you got to create the table. Let's read the question. A construction company is planning to bid on a building contract, similar than before. The bid costs the company $1,800, right? The probability that the bid is accepted is 1/5. If the bid is accepted, the company will make 34,000 minus the cost of the bid. Similar to question number 3, but let me do that for you. And you're looking for what is the expected value in this situation. That's what you're looking for. And there is 2 outcomes. Is the company find the contract or does not? Okay, well, you have outcome here, and then you have probability. Probability. What's the outcome? Either win contract or lose contract. Okay, what's the chance of winning the contract? The probability that the bid is accepted. I'm sorry, what's the chance of winning the bid for the building contract is 1/5. Therefore, the probability of winning the bid is 1/5 here. What's the probability of not winning? I mean losing is going to be 1 minus 1/5. If you subtract that, you get remember that how you subtract the fraction, you get 4/5. Okay, therefore the probability here 1/5 is winning the bid, losing the bid is not winning the bid is 4/5. Correct. Now, what's the outcome if the construction company win the bid? Okay, if the bid is accepted, the company will make 34,000 minus the cost of the bid, which is 1,800. We're going to be 34,000 minus 1,800, which equals to 32,200. Okay, if the company did not win the bid, the company must pay $1,800. Therefore, if company lose the bid, right, remember the chance of losing is 4/5, and the company will lost $1,800. That's the kind of fee. Okay, you have 2 amount here. One is 32,200. One is negative 1,800. Okay, now to find the expected value, you multiply 32,200 times 1/5, right, plus a negative 1,800 times 4/5. Make sense? And if you multiply, you can put all in the calculator. If you multiply 32,200 by 1/5, you get 6,440. This number comes up as 6,440, and 1,800 times 4/5 gives you 1,440, 1,440, but you have a negative for this. Plus minus gives you negative here, and if you subtract, you get 5,000. Okay, that's the expected value, $5,000. Therefore, what is the expected value here is $5,000. Of course, you don't type the dollar here because dollar is in the front. And what happens in the long run? Is this the positive expected value? That means in the long run, the construction company expect to earn. Remember, that's the positive expected value. That means the company expect to earn $5,000 in long run. Okay. Question number 5. The probability and gain and loss for guessing on a standardized test is shown in the table to the right. Suppose that you eliminate one of the 5 possible answers. Okay, you have 5 answers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You eliminate 1. That means now you only have 4 choices now. 4 choices, correct? Right? Then modify the 2 probability by showing the finding probability of guessing correctly and guessing incorrectly. Remember that the probability of, if there's 5 choices, probability of guessing correctly is 1/5. But since you eliminated 1 choice, now you have a 4 choice. This is going to be 1/4, and the other going to be 3/4. Correct? Because that's the question actually. Modify the probability. We first modify. Now because there's only 4 choices out of 5, because you eliminated 1 definitely before you have 4 choices. That's the new probability. Now find the expected value in this situation. What's the expected value formula? E equals to, you multiply 1 times 1/4 plus negative half times 3/4, right? And if you multiply, you get 1/4 minus 3/8. You multiply 1 times 1 1, 4 times 1, if you can think about that, and 1 negative 1 times 3 negative 3 over 4 times 8. Make a common denominator, is going to be multiply by 2 and make a same denominator. You get 8 in the bottom, and you get 2 minus 3, negative 1 over 8. That gives you 0.125 negative 0.125. But since you are looking for 2 decimal places, this is going to be approximately equal to negative 0.13. Okay, the expected value is negative, and that means you do not have to guess. That means this is not advantageous to guess. The answer is A, negative 0.13 as expected value. Okay, that's the question number 5. Question number 6. Okay, in the product liability case, a company can settle out of the court for the loss of 350,000. Okay, out of the court costs 350,000. Okay, if you go to the trial, then company lose 500,000 if found guilty. Remember that, 500,000 if found guilty. If not found guilty, nothing company gonna lose. Therefore, there's 2 outcome here: either found guilty or not guilty, right? Guilty. Okay, and if company is not guilty, the company lose nothing. That means this is the outcome for the company if company is not guilty. What's the chance of the company found not guilty in the verdict? Is 0.8, 0.8, like 80%, I should say. If the company found guilty, the company lose 500,000. Therefore, I'm going to put 500,000 negative here, because company is losing the money by the time, correct? Negative 500,000. And what's the chance of losing? I say probability, which is going to be 0.20. How do you find it? It's 1 minus 0.80. Remember that. Found guilty is 0.80, found not guilty is 0.20. Okay. Now, let's find the expected value. To find the expected value, you multiply the outcome with the probability and add them total. Gonna get negative 500,000 times 0.20 plus 0 times 0.80. Okay, 0 times 0.80. Now if you multiply these two numbers, you get negative 100,000 plus 0, because this time 0, this negative 100,000. That means the company expected value is negative 100,000. In other words, company expect to lose negative 100,000. That's what the expected value is going to be. And if company go to the court, company might lose this much. But if company don't want to go to the court, if company want to settle out of the court, he lost this much, 350,000. Therefore, 350,000 is a bigger number than 100,000. Therefore, it's better to go to the trial. Why? Because, listen, the company should allow the case to go to the trial, since the amount is expected to lose by going to the trial is less. If company go to the trial, company lose 100,000. If company want to settle the case out of the court, company lose 350,000. Therefore, it's better for company go to the trial, because if company go to the trial, only the company expect to lose 100,000. But if company settle the case, company losing 350,000. That means better to go to the trial. Better to go trial, right? Better to go trial because losing less on going trial. Question 7. In a game is played in a one die. If die is rolled and shows 2, the player wins $10. Okay, but if 2 is not rolled, right, then player win nothing. Remember that. That nothing means he gonna lose $2 because there's $2 charge to play the game. Therefore, there's two outcomes. Either player gonna win or lose. Therefore, you have outcome and the probability. Either win, player win, or player lose the game. Correct? And notice that player is bet on 2. Therefore, what's the chance of rolling 2? Is chance of rolling 2 is, probability of rolling 2 is 1 over 6. Remember that there is only 1 2 out of 6, 1 over 6. Therefore, chance of winning is 1/6. What's the chance of losing? 1 minus 1/6, which same as 5/6. Remember that other than 2, if anything landed, anything shows up other than 2, the player loses. Therefore, chance of losing is 5/6. Okay, now if player win $10. Of course $10. But there is a $2 charge to play the game. Therefore, actually player winning 10 minus $2. Okay, which is player win $8 when the player win. If the player loses, player loses $2 because that's the charge to play the game. And what's the expected value? As we before, you multiply 8 times 1/6 plus -2 times 5/6. Okay, now it's going to be 8/6 minus 10/6, which gives you 8 minus 10 to the 6. Remember the same denominator. You get -6. That gives you -0.33. If you round it to 2 decimal, that's the instructions. Nearest cent. Okay, that means 2 decimal. -0.33. In other words, what you understood is expected value is negative. That means in the long run, the value represents the expected loss over the long run for each game played. Okay, therefore, over the long run, the player gonna lose. In other words, if let's say this is the expected value, this much cent. In other words, if the player plays 100 times the same game 100 times, he expect to lose, or she expect to lose, he or she expect to lose $33. Sometimes player win out of 100, but in general, if player play 100 times, the player expect to lose $33. That's what it means. Okay, and question number 8 is similar to question number 7. I think you can finish yourself. If you have any question, let me know. That's all about 8.2. Sorry, 8.2, 11.8. Okay, homework 11.8, expected value. Okay, bye.